all right, wonderful people. All right, great people. Um, I have to check the charts to see. All right, wonderful people. Of course, I have to go. I want you people to give me some minutes so that I can be able to go to the platform to know if we are live there or not. And Mazi, I hope every one of you are hearing me. Yeah, I hope every one of you are hearing me.
Yes.
Thank you very much, great people. Thank you very much. Um, thank you once again, great people. But I want you people to give me some time because we have to connect this to Biafran television on frequency. And at the same time, I have to also check other platform if we are in or not.
We are not in Ipob rapture meeting. Mazi, just wait, I'm working on that. I will get there now.
We are now on Rapture Media.
Okay.
Extension, Rapture Media extension. We are there now.
You people should just wait. I will connect to it. Just give me some, maybe 2 minutes.
All right, great people. As you people are joining, we are going to join to other platform that is available to us over here. And of course, we want the great people of Biafra to, our people on the ground, so that I can be able to listen to this wonderful program today. This is the Meet the Panel. We are in episode 36. Things that we know how to do best. And that is why we're here. And as soon as we connect to other platform, then we are going to start because we want everything to be in our platforms.
Mazi, you can keep the program on the same thing, right? It will get to everywhere.
All right, wonderful people, great people of Biafra, freedom fighters, lovers of freedom and well wishers. I greet you all once again in the name of Chukwu Kikabiano.
It's like he muted the mic of my side. I cannot hear him now. He's talking. Mazi.
Yes, what do you say?
I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Mazi, Fearless, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Mazi, Fearless, can you hear me?
Mazi, Fearless. If you want to speak on WhatsApp,
You can hear it, right? Okay. I have muted the mic. Yeah. So, what's your next program?
Okay. George Money, please mute your mic, please. Master George Money, please, can you hear me through the computer, right? And Fearless Evangelist, you can hear me, right? Are you hearing me through WhatsApp, right? You are hearing me, right?
Yes. I can
Yes,
hear
I'm
you.
the one that mute myself. Okay. Okay, yes, I don't have to mute myself. Other people should mute, please. Other people should mute themselves, please. Mazi, please mute your mic, please. Thank you. Thank you, great people. Thank you, freedom fighters. Of course, we said that we are going to be here 1 o'clock Biafran time. But because of some technical issues, we can't be able. And you people knows that this platform is not ours. We will keep on doing our best to be able to preach this gospel of redemption to our people. The gospel of freedom. Of course, we are fighting for survival. And our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is championing this struggle today. Of course, we know he is in DSS dungeon. And we are going to talk about him today. We are going to talk about the system of that contraption. A man that had been freed, they discharged him, but he's still today in DSS dungeon. And we are going to talk about all the case that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won in that contraption. Through Umuahia, through the first time in 2015, through even though the one that Obasanjo arrested him, and the one that he is into today, that they kidnapped him and extraordinarily renditioned him to that contraption called Daminibu Zoo. I salute you all today, and I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Some of you that are about to sleep, I will also say good night to you all. I would like to introduce myself. We don't have time to waste because we are already late. My name is Mazi Okechukwu, known as the Biafran child in Washineke, the general. I am from Ihala in Anambra in Biafra land. I am IPOB member. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the highest commander, the highest authority in this Biafran restoration project. But as it stands today, Mazi Chike Dozem is the one in charge. Mazi George Money, I would like you to introduce yourself. And then our brother, Fearless Evangelist, will also introduce himself. Then we move further because we have no time to waste. Ndewo.
All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, great and wonderful people of Biafra. Of course, you know me, and I am Judge Money. We are here once again to continue to preach this gospel of freedom, gospel of emancipation, and I believe that something is glitching. Mute your mic, please. Mazi Evangelist, please mute your mic, I think. Yes. Better now. So, great and wonderful people of Biafra, thank you for joining us on this program, Meet the Panel. You know, I know people has been waiting for this program, but we apologize to all Biafrans and the well-wishers of Biafrans and great people of Africa for the sake of being late to this program. But of course, we are here to continue, and we have continued, and we are not going anywhere again. Thank you for joining us. Share the video, as we are also live on the satellite and Biafra television. We are also live in different platforms on YouTube and on Facebook. And thank you for being here with us. And Chineke, thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Mazi, I would like you to also introduce yourself, the Fearless Evangelist, so that we can proceed. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Thank you, Chineke. From here, I remain the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Marachimachukwu. I am from Ndiabo. Ndiabo is in Aninri. Aninri is a local government in Ojiriba province, Biafra land. I am a homeland broadcaster under IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. I am happy to be here this very moment with our people so that we can put things in order and make sure that Nigerian government understand that we know what we are doing and we know the game they are playing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazi, fearless evangelist. Thank you very much. And I hope you're hearing me sound and clear, right? You can hear me. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great people of Biafra, we have no time to waste. I would like to start with Mazi, the fearless evangelist. Mazi, the reason why we are here today is for us to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, we know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been released and discharged from the Court of Appeal in Nigeria. But up to date, they are still holding him. And we see a lot of atrocities and chaos that is going on in our land today. And we keep on saying that we are not among those criminals in Biafra land, those that are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we know that they are orchestrated. We know all their plan. We know that they are scripted people. Because I keep on asking this question every single day. A man they have discharged, why are they still holding him in that DSS dungeon? If it's not that they are still, they are looking for something to tag him. From the beginning, we know they gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 15 count charges. But at the end, everything died like dodo. But they are still holding him. Do you think that Nigeria have a system? Do you think that Nigeria is a country? Because we are talking about the judiciary in that contraption. Some people, what happens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I don't know why some people are thinking that a man that the Court of Appeal have discharged and they did not release him, and some other people are having the same case, thinking that Nigeria is going to favor them. How do you think that Nigeria will favor you? Why they are still holding your brother? So, Mazi, fearless evangelist, I want you to tell us, what do you know about Nigerian judiciary? Do you think it's working? Do you think that Nigeria can work? Do you think they can fix that contraption called Daminebuzu? Mazi, fearless, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again. And we are happy for this very topic. It is the topic that we have to hold on this very time. Let me first of all go to the judiciary. But before I go to the judiciary, we must also know that this very, what is it called? Nigerian government, Nigerian president that just handed over, they call Buhari, he just handed over. There is a very serious point Nnamdi Kanu made. Because had Nigeria valued their country, they would have hold on that very point. Nnamdi Kanu said, I'm talking about this president, before this present one, or after his first kidnap from Murtala Mohammed, he came back to brokers. He said, if discovered that Buhari is alive, Nnamdi Kanu will surrender Biafra.
Mazi, fearless, please, before when you are speaking, please, I want you to now, then you mute your mic from your telephone when you are speaking now. Mute the mic from your telephone and begin to speak. Okay? Yes, continue. Yeah, continue. Just hold on, there is something I want to check. Now, mute your mic here on the telephone. On the telephone conversation. Yes, mute it from the one that we have connection here, please. Okay, continue.
Okay. Thank you. So, what I mean is that Nigeria taking Nnamdi Kanu to court is just like they knew what they are supposed to do to Nnamdi Kanu, but they are running away from it. Nnamdi Kanu said, if discovered that Buhari is alive, that he will surrender Biafra, and that he will submit himself for life jail. Do you understand? That he will submit himself for life jail. Now, I now ask them, if this is an express way to jail Nnamdi Kanu, why did they not challenge Buhari to come and prove that he's alive before Nnamdi Kanu? Then let me go back to the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu 2015. You know, when we are talking about free Nnamdi Kanu, some people would think that we are just saying free Nnamdi Kanu. We are not just saying. We are saying this because Nigerian courts have ordered Nnamdi Kanu's freedom severally. None have been obeyed. Starting from 2015, that they said he committed treason. We know Buhari committed treason. 1983, December 31st. We knew Buhari did it. But they charged Nnamdi Kanu for treason. Buhari overthrew Shagari. Everybody knew. With a women and others. So now Nnamdi Kanu, when they took him to court, and the Federal Council, Labran, was there in the presence of Justice Ademola of the Federal High Court, Abuja. Justice Ademola looked into this matter and discharged Nnamdi Kanu because he asked what is it called? Labran, how many people are the victims of his terrorism? Labran was not able to bring any evidence. Ademola asked Labran again, how many people have died under his terror? Then, this very prosecutor was not able to bring any point, and Justice Ademola decided Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. We rejoiced. We celebrated. But do you know that within a short while, we heard that Nnamdi Kanu had been rearrested again? But do you know our anger? The anger there is, which particular warrant did you use to withhold Nnamdi Kanu again after being discharged? Because immediately he was discharged, the very detention warrant becomes invalid. That very detention warrant becomes invalid because it had been discharged. What they discharged was the warrant. And when the warrant is discharged, the particular person have been discharged. Now, when they arrested Nnamdi Kanu in DSS, we asked them, which particular warrant did you use to hold him? None. Now, look at the very stupidity of Nigerian government. They took Nnamdi Kanu to the court of Justice John Soho of the Federal High Court again, not appeal, not anywhere. The same Federal High Court, they did not go and appeal against the ruling of Ademola. They went to the same Federal High Court of Justice John Soho. Within which warrants, I asked them, with which detention warrant? Let us just say that they went with an invalid detention warrant, but Justice John Soho decided Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally again. And we asked them, why did you rearrested him again? We know why we are counting this mass. So now, when Justice John Soho decided Nnamdi Kanu, they rearrested him. They took him to the court of Justice Ahmed Mohammed. Federal High Court again, no, not appeal court. They did not go to a higher court than that. They remained in Federal High Court. 3 Federal High Courts I have counted. December 2016, that John Soho freed Nnamdi Kanu because Nnamdi Kanu stopped John Soho from secret trial. He wanted to go on secret trial. Nnamdi Kanu said no. We said no to secret trial. So they moved it to Ahmed Mohammed. Ahmed Mohammed even harassed DSS in the court. And they warned them that they should not bring this kind of case in this honorable court. And he directed them to go and obey the previous court rulings. Which ruling? The rulings of the Sister Ademola and the rulings of Justice John Sogo. Do you know that the same Nnamdi Kanu, we are saying this so that the world will hear us. We are not cowards. Waiting is not waiting. Be patient to receive information. We know what we are doing. Now, the same case that 3 federal high courts have seen, they took it to another federal high court again in Abuja. The Court of Justice Fatima Bintanyako. At the end, Bintanyako, that is, brought herself down and her court by neglecting the rulings of other federal high court judges sitting in the same Abuja with her. Her court is in Abuja. These people's courts are also sitting in Abuja. Her court is the federal high court, and the Court of Justice Ademola and Johnson are also federal high courts. Her own is not different. The federal government told him to grant Nnamdi Kanu bail. Nnamdi Kanu that have been discharged. They told them to bring. They told Bintanyako to grant him bail. And at the end, Bintanyako granted Nnamdi Kanu high conditional bail. 3 men shorty. They said the one will be a billionaire businessman living in Abuja, Igbo businessman living in Abuja. One must be Jewish rabbi. One must be a senator from his side. Abadi Beken, the other Jewish rabbi from our land, is in Olo. He came. A Igbo businessman came from Abuja. We signed it. Then they now gave other conditions. He will not address the press. He will not be in the midst of more than 10 people. But unknowingly to the Nigerian government, they shot themselves on their leg. Because saying that Nnamdi Kanu will not be in the midst of more than 10 people means that they will not bring him into the court. Because Nnamdi Kanu already have date of court as they continue in the trial of a case that have already been discharged by 2 courts. Now, knowing that if Nnamdi Kanu comes to the court, he will meet more than 10 people inside the court. Because the judge will be there. The court class will be there. The judge security, personal security will be inside the court. DSS personnel will be there. They brought Nnamdi Kanu, they will be there. Nnamdi Kanu will come to court from home. Nnamdi Kanu will come with his people. They will be inside the court. And if you look at it, journalists will be there. Observers will be there. There will be more than 10. And Nigeria failed it without any bail condition that he will not be in the midst of more than 10 people. That's why they ran away. It was one of the reasons why they went to kill Nnamdi Kanu. And on this issue, to see what Nigeria did in this 2021 after kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu, remember the allegation was that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail. He jumped bail. They presented it to US senators. They sent it to US government. They sent it to UK. They sent it to Russia. They sent it everywhere, to Germany. Anywhere our leader reached, they will ask him, but why did you jump bail? But do you know that after the kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, that the same warrant that Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail on, that warrant have not been presented to the court. Bintanyako told them that if you present that warrant and start handling the matter, that the issue of the invasion of his house by the army will be raised up. So Bintanyako told them to keep it aside, that they should come with new amended count charges. Because that warrant is the warrant that should be treated. That warrant, there are charges there. That warrant, there are charges there. Which the courts, so many courts have discharged it. But Binta want to try it. Why did they not present that very warrant? They came with 5 amended count charges. First one. Second one, 7 amended count charges, 2021 stroke 2022. Then, third one, 15 amended count charges. We asked them, these amended count charges that all the charges started from 2018 to 2021, 2018 to 2021. What about the warrant? You told the world he refused to come and stand the trial, that he jumped bail. That warrant, is there no charges there? Those charges in that warrant started from 2015, 2016, 2017. Right? Then how come in 2021, all the charges against Nnamdi Kanu is from 2018? That you, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, incited members of the public to go and destroy government properties and the transport company labors. That is NSAS. You see how stupid Nigeria is. But there is a warrant he was granted bail on. Because you know, you went to his house to kill him. And if that warrant is brought forward, Bintanyako knew that the lawyers will raise the issue of the invasion of his house because the killing of just Barrister Jofo failed. That was their target. They wanted to kill him before bringing Nnamdi Kanu so that they can know if they will go ahead with that very warrant. But when the killing of Jofo failed and they kill his PA, they know that they should not go ahead with that very warrant. They should come up with amended charges because the bail you told the world he jumped from is the very warrant you are supposed to be trying him on. How come the warrant, the charges increased to 15? You started bringing unknown government because government sponsored it. They brought attack on INEC facilities because government sponsored it. Because they knew they would not use the old warrant. Everything they sponsored, attack on security formation, it is all in the charges against Nnamdi Kanu, all these amended charges. The only charge from 2015 that came in was the transmitter issue. Now you ask them, why did you not try him on the charges you said he ran away from? Why did you start trying him on new charges after you attacked his house? Charges from 2015, from 2018. That's where they fell. Now, no, I will not finish everything now. Mazi, I think I will not finish here.
Yes,
or should
yes.
I still touch?
Yes.
Come back
Mazi, we are going to be taking it like
right?
one after the other. Can you hear me, Mazi? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, right?
Mazi, should I still come? Should I continue?
No, Mazi, just hold on, please, hold on. No, Mazi, I mean that we are going to be taking it one after the other from 2015 to 2017 to 2018 to 2021 to 2023, and today we are, Mazi. So I would like to.
Let me move.
Yeah, I think I want you to wait so that I can be able to answer Good Morning also some question because we are taking it one after the other.
Mazi, it's all right. Thank you.
Okay. There were Mazi. Mazi George Morning. I want to bring you in now. Of course, you know the mess that we are into. If we are telling people that everything we are doing is correct, that means that we are lying to people. There is a lot of mess in Biafra land, which Nigeria government are those that are behind those issues, because we are not going to shy away from that. Even though today they are using their own military to commit a heinous crime in our land. Nigerian government, they always trying to find a safer landing by using other people. We call our people to use them to send some military in our land. And everything that Nigerian government are doing, they are playing game. They are playing game, except you lack ability to understand. That is when you will not get that these people are playing game on us. And that is, the game they are playing is Takia. Fulani, they too much love to use Takia on us. So, Mazi, I want you to say something to our audience. What do you understand about Nigerian judiciary? Do you think that country or so-called country is working? Do you think Nigeria can be fixed? Because sometimes some people will tell us, let us unite, or they will keep on telling us that diversity is our strength. Maz, I want you to take take mic to tell us what is happening. Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still in DSS dungeon today? We are going to be taking it one after the other. The floor is yours, Maz. Thank you very much.
It is obvious, looking and having seen the trajectories of the Nigeria judiciary today, just like my comrade in the studio here said, that there has been a lot in several occasions where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was granted bail and then, going back to the same court of the same instance to appeal. It is actually something that is Nigeria judiciary. They are behaving very, very, amateurly, or will I say they are not professional. Having seen the experience, or ever since the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is presented to them, I don't know if I will say that Nigeria judiciary is actually, professional, because having seen from the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, believe you me, I cannot say that Nigeria judiciary is working. I have never, stand trial in Nigeria judiciary, but I have been in police custody for the case that we have not committed, just that we were in the marketplace where we were working. Police came in to arrest many people. And we know that in every court, in every law of every nation, you don't take more than 48 hours to present somebody before the judiciary. So we were not able to go to the court because we didn't commit any crime. It was a random arrest, the same way they do random killing in Biafra land. So having seen or judging from the perspective of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, I will say to you that Nigeria judiciary is not functional. If you look at giving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a bail in 2017, and the same military, the same Nigeria government whom Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was given a bail from, decided to send military to go and kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from his palace, his paternal home. And as God may have it, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu managed to escape. So when we think about the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and judiciary, you will see there is a deliberate act to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continuously detained in a solitary confinement, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man who exposed every evil and atrocities of Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if you will remember, he is the man who made our people to be conscientized and be informed that Ojukwu did not cause a war. Rather, Gowon was the man who caused the war. From there, exposing that, secret that they've been hiding from us all these years, exposing that, shenanigan of Gowon, which Gowon was granted interview in several occasions. He made Ojukwu the aggressor, just like Britain called Ojukwu the aggressor, because they wanted to overthrow him. There was, a report that I was reading the other day. That report is a report on how, it was a documentation of how Britain, supplied weapon to kill Biafrans. Supply every weapon, including bombs and ammunitions, in order to destroy Biafra land, because the only thing that Britain wanted from Biafra land, it is to establish their business of oil, to establish the business of oil exploration. So in so doing, they had to go to extra mile. They had to go to extra length to make sure, even if it warrants that every Biafra has, will die for Britain's business to stand in Biafra land. That was exactly what the documentation said about Britain. They made sure that they hide the war activities of the war from the United Nations. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu resurfaced, you find out that it becomes problematic to Britain and Nigeria, because he was exposing everything that even the members of the public were not aware of. So we will not be surprised if Nigeria judiciary begin to act unprofessionally. If Nigeria judiciary is being controlled by the executive, we all know very well that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. We know very well, and that is the reason why judiciary will wake up one day and they fix a date of court, which was supposed to take place on the 14th of September, which is actually 2 weeks ago, right? I believe it's less than 2 weeks ago. It is now almost 2 weeks ago. They fixed a date of court, only to come and tell the public that the date we fixed for the day for the court hearing is actually a date for a Supreme Court vacation. What an irony. It is actually a bad reputation to the country. It is a bad reputation to Nigeria judiciary. Remember, Nigeria judiciary is the decisions of the judiciary attract foreign investors so that they will know how they will be handled in event where the government is overstepping the boundaries. They will take the government to court. That Nigeria judiciary will stand on behalf of the law and order. So in doing, the people who are supposed to be the investors coming into Nigeria space will see that judiciary is fully in control. Executive is fully manipulating the judiciary. So people will withdraw themselves. Laws and the judiciary has a lot of role to play in every economy of any nation, because an investor will check these things before they will even try to engage. These are things that many of these, illiterates that call themselves the leaders in Nigeria does not know about. But when they are playing this game, they believe, no, it is all about, trying to deal with Ipob and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the truth cannot prevail. Just like you will understand the activities of Facebook, activities of YouTube, when they are dealing with us, when we are providing the critical informations, when we are exposing the critical secret that these people has done against us, it becomes problematic even to social media owners, because Nigeria government, British government, they are actually trying to make sure that our voices are not heard, just like they did in 1967. They blocked the media. They pushed a propaganda. They made sure that United Nations did not get to find out the atrocities that they were committing through Gowon. They did it. The evidence is there. The documentary is there. Just like, some of these media houses, like, sometimes you see BBC going to, have a documentaries, just like you saw they have the documentaries about Ipob, and saying that the media warriors of Ipob were actually, doing one or two things, just like they did that documentary. That is the same way many other news media houses does documentaries of secret that they do not want you to see. So the documentaries is there. The documents, I have it. They said that they were secretly supplying weapons of war, weapons to destroy Biafra land. They were even pushing Gowon to say to Gowon, fight this war as quick as possible. Do you need anything so that we will supply you, that you may finish this war quickly? All because they want to bring back their business in Biafra land, business of oil theft into Biafra land. That has been the order of the day. So why do you think that Britain will take their time in order to do all that? Kill people, because they are very good at killing children and women in order to achieve their selfish, benefit. So if you look at it, Britain went out of their way to make sure they sold the security information of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya and Nigeria. Immediately when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left Britain to Kenya rather, they sold the information that Nigeria government went to capture Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think that they captured Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through a means of extraordinary rendition for justice to stand? When you understand international law and treaty, every constitution of any nation on this planet Earth, once there is extraordinary behind a rendition, it cannot stand the test of time in court, because it nullifies the case, because the case owns no jurisdiction. Before you will go for rendition of a person, there must be establishment of court. There must be establishment of court hearing from the host nation to discuss whether this person is going to be treated fairly or going to get justice from the nation that they are going to rendition him to. But because they know that there is no nation on earth that will see, having seen the antecedent of Nigeria and their judiciary, will allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's rendition to take place from their host, from the country. That is the reason why British override everything to make sure that they went through this means of extraordinary rendition. Because Britain knows that we in Africa, we do not pay attention to law. We in Africa, we do not pay attention to the law. There is nothing that works according to the law in Africa. That is the reason why they waited to get to Kenya in order to do such. They could not do it in Britain because they know that the law is going to hold them responsible in an event where they override the laws. And the rendition, extraordinary rendition, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Britain. They couldn't do it. They had to wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to arrive in a third world country, which was Kenya. They carried their evil plans there because third world country where crime is prevalent, where crime is condoned. Have you now seen? It is not even about Britain, Nigeria. It is not about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Nigeria. It is now about the continent of Africa being a place that condone crime. That's why they will always use Africa, African people, to destroy the lives of African people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu arrival in court in Nigeria in 2021. The first thing is, how did this man got here? Is it through rendition or through extraordinary rendition? Because there is difference between rendition and extraordinary rendition. Rendition is the protocols of following the due protocols of extradition treaty. If you have bilateral relationship with any country, you are bound to have a rendition of a person or individual who is presumed to be a fugitive or presumed to have a crime to answer in their own original country. And the establishment of court proceedings must start so that the host nation will know whether this person is going to be killed. Because if the host nation is not a place where does not condone treason, they don't have treason for anything, they will not rendition somebody who is going to be killed back to a place where he is going to face treason. Because they will now, unless if there is a written agreement that this person will get justice and will not be subjected to treason. That is the process of extradition, which is rendition. But in a situation whereby there is extraordinary behind that rendition, the court cannot entertain it. The court cannot entertain it because it is an act of kidnapping somebody to extort information forcibly, which is, the person is subjected to torture. That is the reason why you see Nigeria judiciary from the court of the first instance, which is the court of Bintanyaku. They stood trial. Bintanyaku could not help it because there is a lot of pressure from the federal government. Bintanyaku managed to strike some of the count charges because she does not want to be seen as an unprofessional, and she does not want to, go contrary to the, manipulations or the control of the executives. That is the reason why Bintanyaku had to, remove some of the count charges, knowing that within the ambit of the law, those charges cannot stand. Then he now decided to hand them over so that they will go to the higher court. When they go to appeal court, the three-man panels who were learned, who understood the law, who understood the extradition treaties and the bilateral treaties of nations, international treaties or laws, they understood it very well. They know exactly that As long as Nigeria, prosecutor is not able to analyze to this honorable court, how and which means did you use to bring back this man from Kenya? They were not able to prove that there was a rendition process. They were not able to prove there was an agreement between two nations, that there was establishment of court hearing which will now promote a rendition process. They could not prove it. So in other words, it was a extraordinary rendition which there is no competent court in any part of the world who will entertain any case of extraordinary rendition. You cannot commit crime and bring to the court. You cannot commit crime against a person who is even presumed to be criminal. Presumed to be criminal. You cannot commit crime. You cannot go against the law to come and try that person within the law. It does not work like that. So the three-man panel who are learned discharge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and even tell Nigeria government to send him back to Kenya with actually, making sure that they do something to compensate him for the act of terrorism being meted against him, because he could charge the Nigeria government, and Nigeria government could pay billions of dollars if laws is working in Nigeria. So that's what the three-man judges was trying to prevent for Nigeria. Nigeria executive, which are made of bunch of illiterate cabals from Aso Rock, led by Garba Shehu, Attorney General Malami, who is now answering so many criminal charges that I don't know what is holding them from executing these criminal charges against him, because this is as a result of we know this person, we know that person. Incompetent Attorney General went to overrule the verdict of the court. How did he do it? He actually deployed the colonial era pronouncement in a court by saying stay of execution. It is colonial era proceedings, stay of execution. Now, having seen that he ordered the stay of execution because he used his authority in the office as Attorney General, because Buhari at that point in time is much interested in dealing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decisively. Buhari did not want to really go through the through the law to deal with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He just wanted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be placed in a solitary confinement, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu exposed him of not being the real Buhari in Aso Rock. So they had to shut him up, that this man must finish and do all their shenanigans and hand over to the next Western stooge. That was exactly the reason why they had to do this, that APC may continuously be in position of power, because they believe that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there, he will be exposing them in advance. So in so doing, they had to deploy this law of colonial era, stay of execution. Not only stay of execution, now overriding the order of the court that Nigeria court has no jurisdiction over the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So when they say that Nigeria court has no jurisdiction over this particular matter, it means that it has no prospect of appeal. The main case has no prospect of appeal. Have you now seen the reason why the appeal court or the Supreme Court will have to now insult themselves by placing a court sitting date on the day of their vacation? Have you now seen, the reason why it is a delayed strategy? It is a game. Having, coupled with the election tribunal shenanigan that is going on, because they want to use also Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to play a game of chess to this, to the Biafrans, while this man who is called himself obedient, Obidot, will be deceiving himself that he is going to get a mandate. For you people who are gullible, following him, believing that he is going to get anything, without knowing that he is wasting your time. He has nothing to lose. He has a home abroad. He has offshores. He has business in abroad. He is a political person. He has benefited from Nigeria. So he will never try to sabotage Nigeria, who has given him some benefit, benefits. So he will continuously use this delay strategy to make people to believe that there is something that will come out of Nigeria. Absolutely nothing. It is part of the game that they are using now. That is the reason why you don't see them fixing a date of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trial. Have you ever seen any judiciary in the world that does not have calendar? Who does not know when is holiday, when is judiciary vacation, when it is tea break for judiciary, when is coffee break for judiciary? That is the same judiciary that you have found handling the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Have you now seen the irony of what we are talking about? Now, in so doing, I believe we are going to come back to this. The way that Nigeria, I don't know if I should go into it, Nigeria forces, army, Asaredo Kubos criminals in the
Yes,
army uniform.
yes, I will come back. I think I will come back
All
to
right.
that. I think I will come back
All
to
right.
that. Thank you
Let
very much.
me
Thank
take
you.
a bow from here.
Thank you very much for this, your wonderful analysis about the Nigerian judiciary. Of course, we keep on telling our people that we are not part of Nigeria. I heard you clear and sound when you said that Malami has a questions to answer in that contraption. Have they arrested Malami? The answer is no. Abba Kyari, the murderer that have been killing our people, and they went to Kuje prison and they opened door for the man to go scot-free. From there, the man came back again. They have freed him. He has no question or any case to answer. A man, they went to prison and took him away. Today, the man has no question to answer. But a man that fighting for his own survival, they have discharged him, but they are still holding him. And some of our people up to date, they don't want to learn and understand that we are not part of these people. According to Ahmadu Bello, their great-grandfather, they have forgotten about it, that we can never, take decision on our own. We can never rule these people. When it comes on Biafran people, Olisa Metu is there. The case is still waiting for him. Any day that he trying to challenge them, they will bring up his case. That is why today he's mute. Or Jose Okalo, they chase him away to become the, what they call it, their senator, the president of the Senate. As they rig him out, he keep quiet, because if he speaks, they will bring his case and he will go to jail and nobody will speak for him. But if you are telling these people that we are not part of them, they don't seem to understand. Now, I want to go back to you, Mazi, fearless evangelist. Let us take it from that, when the extraordinary rendition Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to that zoo. They never even talk about that he escaped the court case. They don't want to bring that case back now. But when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were out there, they were shouting, he jumped case, he jumped court, he jumped court, he jumped court. And now they brought him back. They extraordinary renditioned him to that contraption. Instead of them to start from that issue, why did you not appear in the court? No, they don't want to go there again. Now they are now fabricating lies, concocting stories and begin to pay some agent for them to be able to find a new case on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi, I want you to start from there. The reason why they don't want to talk about that jumping of court or did not come to court. Mazi, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. The issue now with Nigerian government is that IPOB neutralized them. Mas, I am playing, what my voice is playing back on me.
If your voice is playing back on you, that means that you have to mute your mic from telephone. Mute the mic from telephone, then you start talking.
No, but it's coming out clear.
A peaceful approach. That was their only weapon, and I must have to go there because that was the weapon of Nigeria and the British, even when we have not started agitating for Biafra, this second one. Their weapon was that they labeled our fathers rebels. They blackmailed our fathers before the world. Thereby, they blackmailed their children. That's why so many parts of the world, when IPOB have not come and clarify issues, they don't value us normally. Because if you shout too much, they will now go and check their paper. They check their book, their file. They discover that your fathers are rebels. And that's why it is important you will not start the next Biafra agitation with war. You must come with self-determination. Because with our self-determination approach, we vindicated our fathers. Why? Because when Nigeria started killing IPOB family members in peaceful protest, we refused to retaliate. Because their trap was, when we retaliate, they will tell the world that that's how their father did. That's how Ojuku did. They don't have patience. They don't have that's what they wanted to present to the world. And the children of the Biafran warlords, our fathers that defended this land since 1770, their children should suppose not to talk about Biafra without clearing the faces of their fathers. The faces of our father was blackmailed by the British. And we cannot present our matter to any table without clearing our face and the faces of our father, so that our faces can be seen clearly. And today, through our perseverance over different extrajudicial killings uncountable of IPOB family members by Nigerian army and police, we never retaliated. That's when we was able to vindicate our fathers, and we now created express road for ourselves to move to any government in the world, because initially we cannot be accepted. Now, with our endurance and self-determination approach with peaceful conduct, we have neutralized Nigeria plan. And that's why they are angry. They have no other plan than violence. Instigation. When they instigate, we retaliate. That's why they failed to make us terrorists. They expected us to act like terrorists from 2015, 2016. We never acted like terrorists. Remember that when they killed IPOB family members in National High School on the 9th of February, that Nnamdi Kanu have already been decided by Justice Ademola. Ademola decided Nnamdi Kanu on the 20th of December 2015. And the IPOB was in National High School praying, not protesting, praying for free Nnamdi Kanu. Not Nnamdi Kanu that have not been freed. Nnamdi Kanu that have been decided by the courts. Upon that, they came and killed us. That was when they expected that we should retaliate. No way. They were pushing. The British told them, keep pushing, because that's what they did to you. Right? Then they were pushing. They now came to Mbo again. They killed us. Daybreak, 29th to 30th May. They told them to keep pushing. They will retaliate. That is the only weapon. We refuse to retaliate. That's when we neutralize them. Now, because they want to tag us, they want to make us terrorists, not even tagging, they want to make us terrorists, we become terrorists, right? And Nnamdi Kanu controlled us. He controlled us. He used IPOB structure to control us. And we understood him, we held ourselves. Do you know that when they saw that they have failed, because they killed us again in Iguacha, IPOB in solidarity with Donald Trump, 20th of January 2015. They killed us, 2017. They killed us. Under Wike killed us. Now, we refuse to retaliate like bullet. And during this very killings of IPOB members, do you know that Nigerian army and police, they burn American flag and Israeli flag and Biafran flag together? That Wike will provide that commissioner of police. That commissioner of police university that burn it to ashes. He put American flag, Israeli flag, and Biafra flag together and burn it in Iguacha next to Wike. That this one the make minister now. This criminal, they will later kill very soon. This is for government to kill him. Then we move. Now, when they saw that we refused to retaliate, they now say, okay, we will now finalize, we will grant him bail. When we grant him bail, remember, they wanted us to retaliate while Nnamdi Kanu was in detention. They said, okay, let us grant him bail. They discussed with our let us grant him bail. Then keep him, we'll not give him his international passport. We'll keep him here. Then we'll plan and go and kill him. Now, if we kill him, we'll tag them terrorists. Do you know that when they tag us terrorists, they have not even finalized that Nnamdi Kanu escaped. Even within 1 month, Nigerian government did not believe that Nnamdi Kanu succeeded the attack. Because what they did there was, now we let us go and tag and kill them. If we kill them, the world will ask us, why did you kill them? So what we'll now do is to attack them terrorists, so that if the world come to ask, why did you, we'll tell them they are terrorists. Because we refuse to act like terrorists. So they now make it by themselves, by killing us and to shut us up, the target terrorists. The same thing they did to Juku. They made agreement in Ghana. They agreed together. They came back. Then go on, the British told him not to agree. Instead of them to call him again and say, let us look into another option. Or instead of them to say, okay, we don't agree, let us arrest him so that we'll still discuss. No, British said, go and kill them. If you kill them, there will be no opportunity to bring out the Abbey Accord agreement so that the world will be looking into it. No, just kill them. So now, had they killed Nnamdi Kanu, they know they will now, what will now be on the fence, because they will say they killed a terrorist leader. Because their target is attack them, then we declare them terrorists. That thing they told us they are not to read out. They wrote it and gave to Southeast governors. We know that they just read it out. They first of all declared terrorists. They planned it, they wrote it and gave it to them. They gave it to them. They even gave to Traditional Rulers Council chairman from the East, all the states, because a Traditional Rulers Palace was invaded and the 28 people was killed. The Nigerian government shed blood in a palace in Igbo land. Why did the Traditional Rulers kill them? They received a letter. They were controlled. Now, if they didn't fight for Nnamdi Kanu, why didn't they stand for the invasion of a palace? Okay, why didn't they stand for attempting to kill a prince? Attempting to kill a prince. So, Mazi, that's where they fell. When after all this, they were the people that attacked us. They say we are terrorists. They came to our home. We did not go to Abuja. We did not go to oil well. We did not go anywhere. They just killed us. They attacked us terrorists. And since then, they fell. Immediately, Nnamdi Kanu survived it. That's when they fell. Today, they brought him here. So what we're asking them now is, that very blackmailing, you blackmail Nnamdi Kanu, that you jump there. Why did you run away from it? Mazi, you know their target in the court of Bintanyako this second time. You know, Bintanyako facilitated this thing. Justice Bintanyako. That's why initially I refused to add justice to her. I I added injustice, but I just added injustice. Recently, she just looked into the health of our leader and started granting some fundamental human rights. You know, that's when I started adding justice. A woman that overlooked the judgment of other judges and ended up granting bail. So we asked President Taneko, that warrant you granted Nnamdi Kanu bail on, where is that warrant? Why did you tell federal government to keep it aside and come with amended camp charges? Did you know that warrant, in short, Bintaneko is not, although there was a warrant signed, where is that warrant signed? The bail condition was made up. Where is that warrant? Nnamdi Kanu tried to defend himself before the war that he did not jump bail. If he appeared before US senators, he would be defending himself that he did not jump bail. And the time will be up for him to present the matter. Then when you kidnap him, where is that very warrant? No way. And the Mazi, do you know the people that facilitated these things happening? Nigerian citizens. Because these very Nigerian citizens, when they heard that Nnamdi Kanu was exposing Buhari, they were saying he was in abroad, he's in abroad. When he come back, do you know that since Nnamdi Kanu was brought back, we were expecting Nigerian youths. Immediately, Malami brought out the first 5 amended charges. When they read it, they did not see that Buhari died among the charges. We said, okay, maybe they'll add it in the next second one. 7 amended charges. They did not add it that Nnamdi Kanu said Buhari died, which would have been the best weapon of the Nigerian youths. They neglected it. They did not go to Minister of Justice and they asked Malami, why did you not add this thing in the charge? That Nnamdi Kanu tarnished the image of our president. Why did you not add it? We expected them to also go and ask Malami, why did you not add in the charges that Nnamdi Kanu said Buhari molested Aisha at the age of 9? Why did you not add it? Why did you not add it that Nnamdi Kanu accused Buhari of raping Aisha at the age of 13? Why did you not add it? Why did you not add it that Nnamdi Kanu said that whenever Muslims gather in Nigeria, even a Yoruba president as a Muslim, that a 10 years boy, Fulani, or 5 years, will lead in prayer? Why did you not add it? You were there, Nigerian youth, you were there. You saw an express road to stop Biafra by challenging your president to prove that he's alive. You failed. Today, Tinubu used it to become president. But what we are saying there is that the judiciary of Nigeria have exposed Nigeria. And the judiciary of Nigeria have also exposed the British compromise towards the people of Biafra. Where is the bell he jumped? That is our question. Where is that bell? Then that bell you granted him. Where is it? Where have it been brought to any court? Where is that bell you granted Kanu? Their expectation was that Nnamdi Kanu lawyer would defeat them in a federal high court of Bintaneko. That's what Malami planned. But he don't know that Ozokome is a wizard in their profession. See what Ozokome did. He knows the plan of federal government. That if they press on federal high court, that if they discharge Nnamdi Kanu in federal high court, they will go to appeal. Now, Ozokome saw the game. He destroyed only 7 count charges in federal high court. He now first of all be in appeal with 8 count charges. Now the 8th was destroyed. Then, Nnamdi Kanu was discharged and acquitted. And also, the judgment condemned the way Nnamdi Kanu was brought back to Nigeria. That is a extraordinary rendition. That is to say, the judgment found Nigeria guilty of extraordinary rendition. They were found guilty. Right now, when the judgment ended, instead of Malami to surrender, they went back to the same appeal court. How can your traditional ruler give judgment? You don't agree. You go and remove a traditional ruler and put another traditional ruler in the same community. It's a lie. You must go higher place. But the best way for them to go and appeal is in appeal court. Had Nnamdi Kanu been decided in federal high court, but he was decided in appeal. So they would have been in Supreme to challenge it, but they returned back to the same appeal. Do you see where they fell? Because some government don't cross them, knowing that if he defeat them in federal high court, they will jump to appeal. But he now went to appeal and destroy them. They have no other option to now dance in a naked dance. Mazi, I'll still come back so that we'll finish the Supreme Court. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I also greet our people, our audience, those that are listening. I greet you all. And at the same time, I want you people to distribute this wonderful program. You know, we are doing what we know how to do best. You know, we are in a different way. You know, that's why you see the media warriors, we are unique. We are unique. You see, this thing we are doing today is not that we learn it, but it's because of the wisdom that Chukwu Kikabiyama gave to us. We are thinkers. Even though when we are in our mother's womb, we can do everything. That is why we are fighting for survival. We want to be on our own. We don't want to depend on people. You see all this depending on people that without us, you people cannot grow. You brought clothes to us. You bring this one to us. We want to try to manufacture things by ourselves because we have been doing this during the time of our great grandfathers, during even though 1967 to 1970, we build our own. All the armament we use, we build it. Even though before they came to colonize us, we have been building. Uzuoka, when you are hearing about Ozu, we have been building. No, it did not start today. Even though when you talk about writing or symbols, which is over 500,000 years ago, that we have been writing, putting things on a letter to be able to communicate. But today they are telling us that we are nobody. They want to write our history and tell us how we are going to live. Mazi, I want to go to you, Mazi George Money. Let's talk about Nigerian security because we can see the game they are playing right now. You can see they are playing game. And I'm not going to lie to people. It seems that their game is working for them because what they are doing today, they are deploying, all these, their janjaweed, all these, their terrorists in army uniform. They are now deploying them at the same time, playing game. They will go and gather some people, kill themselves, and begin to target our people. Maz, I want you to talk about this security. And also, I don't want you to not to forget that even though the appeal court said there will be no any case again on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but today they are still holding him. Mazi George Money, I want you to pick it up from there. At least you start from the security and the game they are playing today in our land because they are scripted. They were Mazi.
All right. They were Biafrans. We are still live and direct. We are still on Biafra TV, right? Great people of Biafra and great people of Africa, because this is where we are directing our own problems to, so that we will be heard. We know that the problems that we are going through is coming from far, so we are still discussing it within ourselves. And it is very, very important that we also continue to send the signal and the messages, including to the United Nations and other international communities. Because, there is a saying that says, when the time of judgment, the favor will abound. So that is the reason why we will continue to expose the atrocities. We are no longer in the dark age. We are in 21st century, where information is everywhere. It's even in our pocket, informations. So it is now understanding the activities of the insecurity in Biafra land, understanding the security apparatus in Biafra land, or in Nigeria rather, how they set up their security, and what ends will Nigeria's government go in order to tag IPOB the aggressor. They are willing to go to extra mile. They are willing to go to any length to make sure that they tag IPOB the bad guys. But that is exactly what we're going to clear up today. Of course, we have seen so many videos where people are making, the video of the execution of people in military uniform. You have seen those videos. So many people saw that video and they believe, they believe that there is, something extraordinary about that killings in Biafra land. Remember, there will be no smoke without fire. When you start seeing things like that in Biafra land, you should know that there is a serious attack being orchestrated, being planned against our people in Biafra land. Because not even more than 48 hours when this video was circulated, you find people's shop, people businesses being looted, being burned. You will be seeing these things and you will ask yourself, what exactly is going on? The same law enforcement in Nigeria were the same people carrying out these plans, the attacks on themselves, in order to have access into Biafra land. Because everything they are doing it to have access into Biafra land. Believe you me, so many people might see those military killing in Biafra land and they will start, saying maybe this military killing is done by people who are fighting for freedom. It is not done by anybody fighting for freedom. It is done as a result of Nigeria government. They are good at creating faction. They are good at creating weapons. In order to use it to counter, they can go to any length to counter any strong organization. They have created it in social media to use them to counter the activities of IPOB, so that we will be here always talking about these people without remembering the activities, the heinous crime and the activities of Nigeria military and Nigeria police against our people. Now they have seen that we have defeated them in the media space. They have to now create another, faction of these criminals. Of course, today you see those factions, they are wearing military uniform. So what will you say? How will you tell me now that those people who were killed are indeed Nigerian military, when the same people who killed them were wearing Nigerian military uniform? So these are the people who become the sacrificial goats or sacrificial lamb for Nigeria, just because they want to truncate the judgment of court against for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want to turn everything around. They want to actually implement what will back up their colonial era of state of execution. That's exactly what they are trying to, deploy here. We are very, aware of, because I've been thinking about how can they see, of course, when I'm done this, they will start writing. How will they come to tell us Nigerian military was killed? And there is no, they did not even bring out in the media how this Nigerian military was killed, who killed them, and they did not even bring out the names of these people who were killed. Are they not people? Do they not have an identity? They show us the video. Who will go to kill Nigerian military? After that, they stood there. They were taking videos, taking videos. Because those who were taking those videos, they were still the same people who committed the crime. Because if you see a crime scene in Biafra land, you will never see any ordinary individual around it. Talk more of a crime scene where military were killed. Because when military is killed, or any crime scene in Nigeria, of course, you are familiar with I follow and I no follow. So, how can military be killed and people were there taking video, shouting Jesus, Jesus, Jesus? If you remember what Asaredo Kubo said a few months ago, Asaredo Kubo was making a mockery of Biafrans and was saying that their house go they burn, we go they burn their houses. He was making a mockery of that. And if you look at who were those burning the houses belonging to Biafrans, was it not people in military uniform? So if Asarido Kuba was saying that he was burning out Biafra houses in Biafra land, will you now tell me that those people that was killed there were Nigeria army? The same people, even whoever that they killed there, the same people who put them up there, they are the same people who killed them. Because all these things these people are doing, it is all about to make sure they tarnish the name of IPOB and tarnish the name of Eastern Security Network. Now, the people who are claiming the responsibility of doing these atrocities, remember that all these people, these things they are doing, it is a shenanigan. They are trying to redirect the narratives. They are trying to change the narrative. They are trying to make sure they incriminate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even while at the DSS solitary confinement. That's what they are trying to do. Now, coming back to the same people who were claiming responsibility of carrying out these atrocities, who call themselves, is it government, unknown government or unknown military? That's what they call themselves recently. The same people made mention they don't want to see anybody carrying weapon in Biafra land, carrying gun in Biafra land. They tell you they don't want even to see Eastern Security Network, who is protecting our land from Fulani terrorists, carrying gun in Biafra land. And the only people who are supposed to carry gun in Biafra land are the unknown government in military uniform. So when you see this, that is the reason why when I see those images of those Nigeria military, they projected to be Nigerian military, whether it is a Saredo Kubos terrorist giving me uniform to go into Biafra land. Because if you look at the antecedent of Nigeria, in 2020, to destroy the NSAS protest, Nigeria government created a faction who came to the street acting or behaving like they are in solidarity with the protesters, but they become so destructive in order to give Nigeria army, assistance to come in and shoot people at Lekki toll gate. So this is well orchestrated plan. In my own opinion, it is a well orchestrated plan in order for these people to have access to invade Biafra land. Because when these people are going to invade Biafra land, you will find out information will reach the same people who are calling themselves private, private government or special government. The information will still reach them. They will know where to be found. Then the Nigeria army and the Nigeria Joint Task Force or police will start now going to destroy people's businesses, burning individual houses, people who has nothing to do with their shenanigan. They will start destroying their properties and they will start destroying the lives of our youth. So when you look at all these things, will you come to the conclusion to say, now Nigeria government and those who are carrying out their, whatever they are doing, the shenanigan. That's why I didn't talk about it. That is why I didn't even, feel pity about any of them, because we don't know who is who anymore. These people can do anything. And when we say, when this thing started from the media space, I continuously telling our people there is a Western agenda here. And that Western agenda is to make sure that they destroy the grip of IPOB. They want to destroy the foundation of IPOB. They couldn't succeed in the media. They're now trying to, bring out a plan on the ground. But, the only thing I am so happy that IPOB of today, we know what we didn't know before. We have seen the tactics these people are using. We have seen even the, mindset of those Western agenda or those who are trying to make sure that there is no civility in Biafra land, who is trying to make sure there is no peace in Africa. Trying to make sure that everything that African women, children, and men are doing to emancipate themselves from this mental slavery or to be free from this neo-colonial setup, it will not get, it will not stand the test of time. That is exactly what these people are doing. And that is the reason why it is very, very important that we in the media space, we will know exactly how we present our information. We will know exactly on how to respond to this shenanigan that these people are creating. Nigeria government holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even making the court to be useless and incompetent by placing a court date without knowing it is their vacation day. Do you not think that these things are deliberately done? These are deliberate acts. Now they have done it. They are so scared to come out to stand to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because the Supreme Court, they have checked within the ambit of the law that every judgment given by the appeal court three-man panel was authentic and there is no flaws in it. That is the reason why these people are so scared to come up for that trial, because they know if they come up with that trial, they have to quash every stay of execution being implemented illegally by Malami. So they know very well that this is what is going to be happening. So they are so scared in establishing that court sitting. They want to know what they will use, the joker they are going to use it to play. But we are watching. Now, if these people claim they are fighting insecurity, if these people claim they want peace in Biafra land, how will you want peace in Biafra land when every atrocities that is being committed in Biafra land, it is tagged on release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? And when you look at the Biafran politicians, they are actually claiming that they are tackling insecurity in Biafra land. But everything is tagged on behind the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why can't they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in order to separate chaff from wheat? In order to separate chaff from wheat, it is very, very simple. So that we will know who are those who are carrying out this crime. Because these things are traumatizing. What these people are doing, they are traumatizing. This movie, scene they are setting up, it is traumatizing. Children are watching. Our children are getting traumatized by it. And that is simply shows that Nigeria is not a country that, care for the feelings, human feelings. They don't care about it. They don't care about security of children. They don't care about all these things. Because you will find this crime scene they orchestrated will be there for many hours. Children will be passing, seeing them. And you tell me Nigeria is a country. It is a British enclave. It is a British enclave. You cannot breathe in that place. That is the reason why every indigenous people in Nigeria should be fighting for their, for their freedom. It is very, very important. That is the only way you are going to get it right. It is not through Obi. Obi is not going to give it to you, because the type of system of government you people are promoting in that Nigeria, it will never work in favor of anybody. Whether you like it or not, believe it or not, it will never work. I am going to leave it here, Mazi.
Mazi, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this, your wonderful analysis on this Nigerian security and the game they are playing. Of course, we know they are playing game. But before I will come to you, Mazi, the fearless evangelist, there's something I want to talk about here, because you know that they are really playing game. And also, I don't know what is wrong with our representatives. If you people haven't forgotten, they went to Abuja. Most of them went to go and they met with Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, asking him, because they want to try his power. They want to know if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the supreme. All of them were trooping to Abuja to see him, to stop sit at home. And today, when you go to their newspaper, they will be telling you that the military stopped sit at home. And how the military stopped sit at home? Is it not when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu spoke? And now they understood that the man powers remains who he is. Because we are here. We can never abandon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's impossible on this planet Earth. We need him so much as he also needs us on this Biafran restoration project. But I want to ask something. Why is that these people went to Abuja to meet with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for him to stop sit at home? Now sit at home have stopped. Why are they not talking about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Now you understand that even though our politicians, our representatives, they don't have goals or balls. Only what they are doing is what they are going to benefit. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have settled the case of no more sit at home. Let us turn it to, I have forgotten what they call it. Somebody should remind me, please. What we changed that Monday to economic booming also.
Empowerment.
Huh?
Economic empowerment. Yes, economic empowerment. Thank you. Now we have turned it. Instead of them now to begin to speak, how are we going to free this man that the court have already discharged? They don't care. You see, that is why I'm telling my people that we are nobody in that contraption. And as it stands today, there is no any position that so-called Igbo man is occupying in that space today. They are nobody. Only what you can see them, they can only be secretary, they can only be deputy. You can never see them stand on the head to give decision because they are nobody. But we keep on telling them this, but they don't seem to understand. Mazi, fearless evangelist, before you start, I would like you to start also Abuja, Umuahia Court. I would like you to start from there because you know that we also warned them in Umuahia. When they were ranting and saying sometimes they will be promising a huge of money they know they are not going to pay. We don't care about the money. At the same time, with the British people, and I want you to touch this thing also, the game of British people. They say they are coming to our land to help us so that people will be submitting their passport in Enugu. And they never talk about how they are going to free their citizen. Because their plan was, the plan they gave to Kenya people is that when you are going to extraordinary rendition this man, don't let his passport to show. Don't show his passport. Seize that passport. Don't write it that he even have a British passport. That is the mind they gave to Kenya people, and that zoo called Nigeria. Don't ever bring out his passport. Don't write it that he have even British passport. So when the case will get to British people, they will say, we don't know because they did not show his passport. But you don't know that it's a game plan. So Mazi, I would like you to also start from Umuahia Court. And we are listening, Mazi. Thank you very much. And the mic is yours. Ndewo.
Okay, Mazi, thank you very, very much. January 2022, Nnamdi Kanu was, the ruling said that it was all about jumping on bail. It is a state high court. It's all about jumping on bail. So now, it was the court ruled that Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail, but he escaped military assassination attempt. That's number one. That's the weak point of Nigerian. That is the only thing that we are using to nail Nnamdi Kanu. But their own court that have the jurisdiction, because Omai High Court have the jurisdiction to look into such matter. The issue of attacking his house, that they always use as a point of jumping bail. So the case was taken to the very court that have the jurisdiction, and they ruled that Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail. He escaped military assassination attempt, and the court ruled that Nigeria should apologize to Nnamdi Kanu. They also ruled that they should pay him compensation, and the court also ruled that they should meet him for discussion. 4 pronouncements in that ruling. Now, what is the reason why are they holding Nnamdi Kanu? What is their reason? Because their only weapon was insecurity. Just like sit at home you talk about. Why do Nigerian army say that they have stopped sit at home? Their reason was that they approached the senators, they approached the Southeast politicians, as they call them, telling them that Nnamdi Kanu is behind the criminal and doing sit at home. The IPOB is just trying to pretend. Now, and these people, these senators, because of their crimes against us, that's why we don't value them, but they have a voice. When all of them were discussing, trying to think that IPOB is doing partial, somehow that IPOB is supporting the violence, but somehow IPOB is trying to protect IPOB. That's when Nnamdi Kanu allowed those visits. He first of all allowed Olasi, he invited Olasi, he's an elder, before the Senator Oba and Ezengri. Before that invitation, our leader had pointed hand at the criminal doing sit at home. Nnamdi Kanu is too clever. But how did he point that finger on the criminal? He used a letter. The letter was a pointing finger. He refused to give a letter to IPOB. He gave a letter pointing finger to an individual, telling him to stop the crime. That's when he neutralized the government. That's why the senators, they started coming, they come to confirm again, and he now told them direct, and they went back and told other politicians that truly IPOB is not in this, as we thought. They are not in this. That's why they now calm down, and now federal government give them another narrative to push the case. They now told them, say, okay, you should be talking about insecurity. So they wanted to free Nnamdi Kanu under insecurity, which will not be on discharge. It will be on bail. If they base on insecurity to free him, it will be on bail. That's why they started coming. Free him now because there is a crime. They are killing us. They are kidnapping us. Monday sit at home. They refuse to present Monday sit at home because the Monday sit at home is unpresentable. It is full of crime. In the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, you should not present it. It is a crime. It is crime. Had they not been committing crime, it will be presented. The only thing you can pick up from Monday sit at home was the crimes. And that's what the House of Assembly members and senators, they always present. You cannot present good thing about it. Only crime. They will tell you they kidnap, they kill, they burn vehicle. So nobody, no sensible person will go to government and say, we are presenting sit at home because they are sitting at home. Nobody sat at home. They were sitting at home under fear. So in that matter, a sensible government official will only condemn the crime. You don't talk about that issue. That issue should not be presented. That's why they were pushing on. They want to. Their plan was to see if IPOB is involved in the crime, but they want to confirm from Nnamdi Kanu fully, because they planned this very secret with Nigerian government. They employ people, infiltrators, and then the federal government hijacked the infiltrator from them, using it out of their knowledge, using it against them. They tried to bring him back. No way. It's already the hand of the federal government. Top hand. They started using him against their will, against their wish. Now, when IPOB through Nnamdi Kanu stopped sit at home, the Nigerian army was frustrated. They now try to see if it can still work to use it and blackmail IPOB. The next Monday, they brought the the fake news to the world and said IPOB ESN was enforcing sit at home, the world rejected it. Any government they took it to, it was rejected. So when they tried this and tried this again to use Monday sit at home to blackmail IPOB, it didn't work. They now called the chief infiltrator. They told him the sit at home cannot be used to blackmail IPOB again because no international body accepts it again against IPOB. Do you know what you use now? Or you use the language coffee. Use the language coffee because we cannot, if we present sit at home, nobody accepts it again. So what you now use now is coffee. So when you are using coffee, tell them that it's not, have no business with sit at home, it's not sit at home. So when he now announced coffee, they tell him, okay, use army. Now launch your army, launch 8-man army. Because we want to, is the only means to invade our land. You know, the only work of the infiltrator is to invade our land. Because Nigerian army want to keep our leader in detention and force us into war. But IPOB beat them. And that has been their target is now, they told this man to launch army. So when he launched army that is fake, few people, they now go to the intelligence room. They say, how do we present it to US? They gathered it and said no. This man, IPOB has succeeded in separating him from their name, IPOB. Now they have no name. So if we are presenting the army to US now, whom shall we say, which group launched the army? That's what is holding the Nigerian government from invading our land. Because the people that launched the army have no name. It's just an individual. In freedom fighting, they have no business with an individual. Now, if they present such thing now, the world will see Nigeria as a people facilitating criminality. Because those people have no name. That's why they push them to use the name of IPOB. So that by now, they use the name of IPOB to launch army. And immediately you launch army, you have invited the government to defend their territorial integrity. It's an international law. So somebody that declare army or launch army have already invited government to come and wipe out our people. But the issue is that the name, the pointing arrow, the arrow is IPOB. As far as the name of IPOB is not involved in the army, what ground do Nigeria have to invade our land? They have no ground. So they now say, okay, we ended it at home. That's what Nigerian army said. Because it is for them to take the glory. Instead of them to allow the glory to IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu, they say we ended sit at home because sit at home can no longer be used to blackmail IPOB. Amnesty don't welcome it. UN never welcome it again. EU don't welcome it again. Nobody, US will reject it. If you bring it to UN, they say go, 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 go. If Nigeria take it to EU, they say go, 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 go. Which sit at home? They will bring more than 50 press releases of IPOB. Can't sit at home on their table. Now, that one died. They are now doing criminality. Very soon now, you see some of them with the police uniform. What is their reason? They want to bring war. Why did IPOB not accept war? They cannot fight our land without the name of IPOB. They cannot. They cannot. They will only be instigating trouble because IPOB is the face. That's why people that said the intent of ESN said they launch army. They was not able to present up to 50 men. They presented 8 men. But ESN is 250 something thousand. But somebody claimed to be in charge of ESN. This is what they wanted to use ESN to do. Because at this point, they would have said, we have done ESN to Biafra army. That was their plan. Do we allow them to claim in charge of ESN? At this point, they will tell you we have, from this night, we are declaring that all ESN personnel is automatically a Biafra army. And that's the plan. That's how Nnamdi Kanu plan it. That's how he will be bragging. And he will now tell you that officially we are announcing not a judge as a general commander before, but we are appointing Gen tonight. That was their mission, to use the name of, to turn ESN to Biafra army. But have we not succeeded in separating them? Now ask them, why do they now come up with a video telling you that ESN have no right to hold a gun? And you know that ESN does not hold gun in the community. They have gun in the bushes. Do you understand? So this is a defeated war. what we are seeing now is the final bus stop of federal government. They have failed the judiciary, they have failed that area. Judiciary, Supreme Court must bring Nnamdi Kanu. But what do they want to do? They want to set a scenario here that our land will be uncontrollable for Nnamdi Kanu. And they want to create rival that if Nnamdi Kanu give order, the other one, they will say another Biafra group counter it. They give order, they disagree. Unless they say that Nnamdi Kanu and the other group should agree together. They should agree, they should come together. That's what they plan, but there is nothing like that because there is a voice, there is a channel. What actually destroying Nigerian government is the channels Nnamdi Kanu created. One, Ipob Media Publicity Secretary, Radio Biafra, leadership of Ipob. These very channels is authentic channel that the world takes words from us. This is where we defeated Nigeria in their court. Their plan was to dribble us in the court proceedings, then bring war to our land. But we rejected war and we are using people to bring war and we said no. And today they are ready to go into war. But which name will you use? Is IPOB involved? The answer is no. Because Nnamdi Kanu have cleared all. IPOB have cleared all. There are evidences all over the world that we are not involved in the criminality because we even catch criminals. We even call names of criminals. We even share pictures of criminals. We even give them ultimatum to leave our land. That's why we beat them. So, Mazi, I'll still come back again. I just thought the insecurity. Insecurity is that why the governors, you see them talking about it is because it have gone out from their hand. And initially, the governors that organized these things have left seats. Right? So, that's why when they are criminal, they saw that it doesn't work. They now tell you, everything I'm doing now is not under the order of Nnamdi Kanu, but you kill people in the name of Nnamdi Kanu. When everything fell, that's the first stop. Now, he now wants to act as, to be a freedom fighter. What is your name? You must have a name. So, that is it, Mazi. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi, Fearless Evangelist. Thank you very much for this, your wonderful analysis on courts in Abia State and the reason why they are playing their game. Of course, Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu have already been discharged. We know they are playing game, and that game they are playing is not going to work for them. That is why I keep on praising the leadership that they are wise, because the pattern of their leadership this time around is different. That is why they can't hold them. That is why they don't know what they want to do tomorrow. And the things are working. And we are giving them the way they want it. Because as they play, they show. And believe you me,
I cannot hear you.
Okay. You can hear me now, right? Thank you. I'm
sorry.
Yes. So they play, they show. I want to use also this medium to still salute Mazi Shike Doziem, a man with a wisdom and intelligence. Because after the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he came out. He told us this time around his pattern will change. He's never going to tell them what we are doing. That is why today you can see we'll be able to secure some interview with the wife of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. Some are asking, is it now the wife of our leader start talking about the husband? But some of them don't know that we are fighting different phases of war. Who want to allow the wife of the freedom fighter that want to free his own people? And the hand that are holding us is part of them, the British people. And you think that they will allow the woman to just speak anyhow. Some of our people can't even reason. They are telling you they are going to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Since they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they keep on making fundraising. This time around, they came out and told us now that everything they are doing now, they are doing it on their own. But whenever they want to raise funds, they will still put Mazi Nnamdi Kanu picture. You see the game they are playing. But I'm so happy that you have already said it. And we have already taken the record. And the zoo by themselves, they will know that the guy have already shot himself by saying that anything that he's doing is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank to Chukwu Okike that such a thing, such a word come out from his mouth. It's applause for us. But what we are going to push more again is for him to stop using the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu picture. Because the zoo themselves have known that this guy is against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And there's no two ways about it. Mazi George Morning, I would like us to listen to this voice note of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because according to Bugari, he thought that they are going to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But he have forgotten that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said in many of his broadcasts that he's going to destroy Nigeria with the truth, not guns and bullets. But those idiots, those inconsequentials, they are still waiting for court case. And where they have already declared they are in armed struggle. And they will just folding their hand. Just stealing things from people. Using it, saying that they are protecting you. But I want us to listen to this voice, please, before I will come to you, Mazi George Morning. Please.
And by the way, why should some people even comment and say that, oh, they helped Nnamdi Kanu to come out of prison? This is how they're being repaid. Are you not foolish? Did I commit any crime? Did I commit any crime? The answer is no. I committed no crime. I am fighting for the freedom of my people as contained in the constitution of the zoo called Nigeria. I did no wrong. That was why after 2 years they could not prove any case. Even till now, they're still in court, they cannot prove any case. And people talk as if they are so moronic that an animal is better. They say I insult them. I insult you because you can't reason for me. I did nothing wrong.
Yes.
Calling for the establishment, or should I say the restoration of Biafra, is within provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's very clear and straightforward. It's there. Go and check it yourself. And you're asking me to be happy. Instead of me to be upset that I was arrested for no reason, you're asking me to be happy that somebody came to bail me. See how foolish some people are. Did I beg anybody to bail me?
No.
They meant to insert that very condition that it must be a senator that will bail me. Who asked them?
Nobody.
To lock me up and to hold me in the first place.
They are the
I
people.
know those that came to me and said they want to go and speak to the then Buhari when he was alive. And they never came back to me. They went to Asoro with their
John Onyango, the one of them.
looking for employment. But they went there to go and discuss something the kind of that was why they went there.
That is why.
To Asoro place, turned everything around. It became a trip about them and the world of their family. That is how they behave. And you answer a politician. And you think because of that, we will respect you. We respect you because of what you've done for us.
Yes.
We love him meeting tomorrow morning.
Yes.
So we love you because of what he's doing, because of what he did for us.
Ojukutu.
When people behave very well, we love them. That is how it is.
This is how it is.
We are as a people. You don't need to buy us. You don't need to. Just do your job. Your job you cannot do. Protect the people, you cannot protect them. On top of that, you have the temerity to talk back when we are complaining that you are making a complete idiot and mess of yourself.
Thank you, great people. Thank you, great people. I hope every one of you listen to this voice of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. You know, when we are saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a God sent, you know, some of people will be thinking that this is a new video. This man knows what is about to come. That is why you have to keep on listening to his voice. His voice is like Bible. If you search for it, he have already said things about it. Even though what is happening today in Biafra land, by deploying, by using some infiltrators and scripted people, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have spoke about this. And everything that he said with his mouth, behind the mic, on Biafran Radio Biafra, is all authentic. Now, the same thing they are planning today, according to our brother, Fearless Evangelist, he said their plan is that they want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on insecurity. Then they will come to, to shorty him so that he will have a limited to speak. They don't want to free him like, okay, you are free. There is no case against you. Now they are preparing, using people to commit crime so that when they will release him, they will say, okay, because of this insecurity, we release him, but you are not going to do this, you are not going to do that. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking you, did I ask you to come and shorty? Instead of him to be angry that they arrested him for no reason, up to date, Buhari said, meet me in the court. They went the same court, they freed the man. And the man have told you people that up to date, as he stands today, there is no case against him. Did you see any case? The answer is no. All the whole 15 count charges, they have trashed it. Did he have any case? The answer is no. Now ask me, why are they still holding him? Because they want to bail him on condition, like insecurity, don't do this. You are the people, your people are those that are doing this, so that people will come and shorty. It will be like what happened in 2015. So they will tell him, don't go there. 10 people shouldn't come around you. When you do this, they will do that. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a free man. They must free him. So Mazi, George Money, what do you have to say? Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said a lot of things in this short broadcast that we just listened to now. And he also talked about when the politicians are doing the right thing. That is why we keep on saying, calling on Mazi, the Senator Abaribe. We are not coming here to praise them because all of them, they are politicians. But as far as you are doing a little thing to support your own people, to fight for your own people, of course, we are going to talk about you, but we are not going to praise you because we don't know who you are. You are a politician. You can turn back to us tomorrow, but we are going to point out that thing that you did. But for us to begin to praise you is a lie. We don't praise any politician. We can never praise them. But we are going to tell the world how they are helping their own people. Mazi, I want you to take it from them. Mazi, George Money, please. Ndewo.
To start with, it is very, very important for us to know that there is a saying in our language that says that the Constitution of Nigeria understand what self-determination entails. The United Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it is written there and gazetted. There is the right to self-determination. In United States, there is right for self-determination. In Britain, there is a right to self-determination. In every country in the world, there is a right to self-determination. So have you now seen the reason why because what we are doing, the reason why we are not apologetic to anyone, it is because we are doing the right thing. We are not committing crime. We have not committed crime against any law in any part of the world. Now, that is the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will boldly tell them, you cannot jail me. I will defeat you in your court. But now, as ignorant as Nigeria has been, and the illiteracy of the previous administration, they decided they will go to court against a learned man. Against a learned man. Have you ever seen an illiterate coming to defeat a person who is well, aware of the law in court? So the illiterate, the previous administration, who does not know anything about the law, just because they found themselves in the space of Nigeria executive, now they believe that they can carry out anything that they want to carry out because they are indispensable. That is the reason why ignorantly that man called the impostor in Asorok decided to say, no, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was insulting Nigeria, therefore he need to go to judiciary to answer for all the insult he has been given to Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went through this process as per the command of the commander-in-chief, which is the impostor in Asorok. He went there, he stood the trial, which is illegal trial, because he has no jurisdiction to actually carry out such trial. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu defeated them in their own court, just as he promised them. Because when you know the law, when you know that your activities is actually being backed up by the laws, there is nothing that will make you to shiver or to be, to be biased about what you are doing. And that is the reason why when we come online, we speak authoritatively. In every information we bring out, we bring it authoritatively, knowing that there are, facts and figure that backs it up. So when you listen to the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria played the game of surety. They played the game of surety in several occasions, which is the one they want to start playing again. Because they have tried it with several governors in Biafra land. I will stand surety. And the IPOB and every other person who understood the verdict given by Supreme Appeal Court, we came out, we debunked that shenanigan of surety because it does not exist. A man that has been set free with the order of the law, you are now coming to tell us you will stand surety. They have tried it with the many organizations. They have tried it with Ohanes and Igbo. We kick back at it, and I don't know which one they are going to use again, because they have understood that this man is formidable. The important thing in life is to enable you to be more, confidence to carry out your activities, which is backed up by the law. So everything, just like you said, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast is like a Bible. If you don't understand it, you go back to the voice. Because everything we are seeing today, it is the same thing. One thing we should all understand is that Nigeria, Britain have two modus operandi in terms of dealing or trying to sideline the good guys. That first modus operandi is intimidation. Intimidation, which I will put it like it is intimidation and the killing. Because they believe that once you kill one or two, all of them will be, or you kill or jail one of two, you intimidate them through jailing them, one or two. The rest of them will now become, so scared. They will not come out again. Because that is what they did during the time of slavery. When a slave rises up to challenge the master, they kill him immediately. Or they put him in a solitary confinement where he will not see the light of the day again. Then the others, it is to teach them a lesson. And in so doing, they forgot that the type of people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu surrounding himself with are the people who are actually professionals in their different, location. So that is the reason why they have introduced intimidation. It did not work. They introduced killings. It did not work. They tried to use court to intimidate us. It did not work. They do not know exactly what they are going to use again. That is the reason why the Supreme Court is scared to schedule for a court, hearing. That is the reason why they were begging all these organizations, Ehanez and Igbo, governors in the East, senators, go and tell them you will stand a surety. You stand a surety. Once they agree you standing a surety, we will release him so that he will have a bail condition that will not enable him to tell the world what he went through in the hands of Nigeria. That is what these people are actually trying to implement. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case becomes a bone in their neck. Especially, he is the first, the first freedom fighter that was discharged and acquitted in the court of the law. You know that? He is the first freedom fighter that is discharged and acquitted in the court of the law. This one, remember that most freedom fighters, what they do is because there is no media, there has never been media during those days, they will tag you a terrorist, including the Western nations. They will call you a terrorist so that they will use this, their big media, mainstream media, to make sure they project you to be like the terrorists, even tag every activities that has never been committed by you, just like the one they have now been using by those criminals on the ground, from the media to the ground now, who call themselves secret government or whatever.
And Mazi George Money, just hold on. Say that is reason why when our internal leader with this Gowon went to Aburi Accord, they agreed. But because we don't have mainstream media, that is why they went back and told you that our internal leader started the war, and they call him a level. And all the whole mainstream media, the international, they carried it. But now we have come. That is why, Mazi, we are shouting that we have to do something. And I keep on telling people, the war that we are fighting today is a media war. Correct. Forget about all these things that my friend, we are fighting media war. If we conquer this media, Biafra will come, believe you me. And the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also said it. And the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be happy where he is today, because he has said it, that we are not going to pay BBC to talk about us. But time comes, because they thought that they can overpower us. But when they called us this and that, they thought that we are going to run away. That is when we even increase our energy. At the end, they failed. And now they brought infiltrator. Maz, I want you to continue. Thank you.
Thank you for that. So, in so doing, they have intimidated, they have done all sorts of things to make us chicken out. They saw it is not working. And they saw we have the media. If Facebook is blocking me today, they will not remember to block you. They are blocking you today. They will forget to block the next person. So in so doing, we continue to lend our voice, to make our voices to be heard. The international community, the Twitter, we are tagging them in real time, in doing our own reportage. At the end of the day, these people now found out that there is nothing else they can do to these people. If you understand what is going on, when people begin to ask you, what are you doing? What are you doing? They don't understand the amount of the impact what we are doing with this media space is actually, doing for us. Now you look at it, you see that now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being the first freedom fighter to be declared discharged and acquitted by court of law. Because it is only done because these judges knows if you give a bad verdict, we are going to bring it to the media space, we are going to analyze it to the world, and the world will continue to now justify the name we have given to you, Zoological Republic. It is only a banana republic that will be proud of the crime that the government is committing. So they know very well that we have a media now. That is the reason why they are spending billions and billions of dollars to make sure that whoever that is speaking what is in line with what is happening. Whenever, have you ever noticed, if you do something wrong to me, watching naked, and I come and start saga with you now, Have you ever noticed the type of, Facebook and YouTube, they will be free with us. They will allow us. I will even have 500 people, 600 people watching. But whenever you try to bring important information to debunk the activities of the West against Africa, to debunk activities of Nigeria against Biafrans, you find Facebook, they will bring out everything they have in their arsenal, blocking you up and down. The reason why they cannot manipulate where we are now is because it has different channels. That is the reason why they cannot stop it. But if it is one standing channel, they will manipulate it and bring this number to zero now. That's what they do. So we know exactly that these people, they just want us to continue doing saga. And once you are doing saga, you will be getting viewers and likes. People liking it. But when you are doing what we are here for, you will not find anybody because Facebook will not send them notification. That has been, so the media we have is number one weapon that we have. And that is the same number one weapon we are going to utilize to destroy that damnable zoological republic or neo-colonial enclave called Nigeria that Britain created in 1914, and try to use her to destroy the name of Biafra, the name of God, children of God, to stop being in existence. And God said, no, they cannot. So that is exactly what you have seen. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will always tell you, if not for the coming of IPOB, all of you would have lived and died in the ignorance that Ojukwu caused a war. Because we have come, just like the documentary that I have on my possession, that is this, made by Declassified. You will understand that these people, they know their story, including United Nations knows the antecedent of Nigeria, Britain through Gowon against Biafrans. But United Nations is not doing anything because the United Nations and international communities, they do what I call selective amnesia. They select who is going to be, who is going to pay for the crime, who is going to be held to account, because they are using stooges that is found within the space of African leadership. They are using them to achieve their goals. So when they commit crime, they will be protected in the global stage. That is the reason why you find criminal leaders who are war criminals from Africa. They will be traveling to go and join hunger program. But once you see Russia, they will tell you, oh, Russia committed crime. They deported children from Ukraine. You will be asking yourself, these people talking about deporting children, what about more than 3.5 million women and children? That the evidence is there, that Britain orchestrated the killing and the genocide against these millions of children and women. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody is calling Gowon a war criminal. So it becomes so, ironic when we start hearing this. So this media we have, it is our biggest weapon. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, I will destroy Nigeria without shooting any gun. So this gun we have, that is what we are using right now. And that is the reason why people, sophisticated morons and the intellectuals will continue to come and ask you, what do you do to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What are you doing to do this? They don't know the value of what we do in the media. The day they will realize it, that is the same day they will remove their cap and salute IPOB. That is why immediately when the agent of Nigeria said that, no, we don't need to broadcast anymore, it is no longer the time to broadcast, I laugh. Because you do not go to history. You claim you are fighting for freedom. You never went through the history to understand the reason why more than 3.5 million women and children were killed, and they concealed the information because they controlled the mainstream media, which was the only media that is in existence. Now we have the opportunity to utilize this or to actually take part in the benefit of fourth industrial revolution in order to be able to communicate with ourselves in real time. That is a good privilege. And that is the reason why we are going where we are going. And that is the reason why we are winning. And we will continue to win. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Mazi George Money. Thank you very much. And I want to also make a small announcement here. We have already started what we know how to do best. I want to let our people understand that this is the beginning. Some of you that we never bring to Biafran television, channel 1 on frequency, I want you to start buckling your belt because we are back again. We are going to be bringing different people on this panel, connecting of the dots. It's not only people, as far as you are speaking for Biafran Restoration Project, as far as you are activists on your own, we are going to bring you here because we have different minds, different understanding, and different opinions. You know, collectively, we are going to restore Biafra. We are not coming here to do something that I know this one, I know this one. This is the person that I'm going to bring. This is the person I'm going to bring. We don't do that here. We want everybody to be equal. Like as I am today, I'm equal to everybody. As far as you are fighting for Biafran Restoration Project, as far as you are in this struggle, me and you, we are equal because you are fighting for yourself and I'm fighting for myself also. Because some people think that we are coming here to fight for Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. No, we are fighting for Biafran restoration. And that is why we're here. Mazi, fearless evangelist, I will come back to you. You heard what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said by himself. Like he seems that he saw it, not that he have already saw it. And I want you to also put more light on that issue of, did I beg you to come and bail me? Am I asking you people to come and shorty me? You people already know that what I'm saying is truth. I have already been discharged and free, and they are still holding me up to date. And up to date, there is no court. That is why they went to Supreme Court, and they knew that these people have vacation. The judge is not there, and they know, and they knew about it, and they put the same day at the same day. I mean, they put date the day they are on vacation. Can't our people see that Nigeria judiciary and the system of that contraption is not working? Nigeria is against humanity. That is why some people don't even understand that Nigeria is a mainstream business. A lot of countries are beneficiary of that contraption. That is the reason why they don't want that contraption to break up, because they are sucking you, milking you dry. Mazi, fearless evangelist, please, I want you to take over the mic and then tell us what you know, and I mean your own opinion. Like I said, we are going to be bringing different people. We are going to be bringing people every day. We are going to be going to social media and begin to search for our people. That is what we know how to do. And we are going to bring our time to begin to search for every one of you. Whenever we find you, we are going to bring you. It does not matter. Mazi, please take over the mic, please.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, let me go on the very voice of our leader. That is the changing of narrative. Of before. You know, our leaders' reason.
No, wait, hold on.
You are, if I mute it, you unmute it.
Wait, Judge Money, please mute
it, please. If I mute it, you will unmute.
Yeah, mute your telephone, Mike. Judge Money, please mute your telephone, please. Okay, wait. Now.
Continue. So now you are unmuting it. It is coming to my ear. Okay. Okay, it's all right. Now the reason there is because our leader have been discharged already by 2 courts, and another court, Ahmed Mohammed, rejected DSS case, the same case they brought to his court. Our leader was aware that the bail Bintanyako granted Nnamdi Kanu was false. It's an illegal. They granted him. The bail was illegal. What our leader was holding was the 2 unconditional release, especially the first one by Ademola. So they granted him that bail as jail. In replacement of the jail, they wanted to imprison him. Then they used the bail to replace it, because he was not able to be jailed. So they want to jail him in his house. You will not address the press. That is to say, you will not speak through Radio Biafra. will not be in the midst of more than 10 people. In a palace, he will not be in the midst of more than 10 people. It is jail. That's what our leader knew, that the bell have no base. The bell is useless because he have already been discharged. That's why when they say he will not be he will not be in the midst of more than 10 people, he invited us to he said all the list to Colombia, all the list to Ihiala. He first of all invited us to Umuahia, all the list to Afaruku. We fit there. After the second one, he invited us. He now knows that we are good to go. He was testing the ground. We are now good to go. He said, Ekulobe, we went. Iyala, we went. Olo, we went. Everywhere he called us, we go because he had been discharged by the court. The bail was rubbish. That's why when somebody talk about you want to boast that you free him, he will be boasting that he defeated Nigeria. You are supposed to at least shake him. You are supposed to call him a lion for going to Nigeria after kidnapping. He defeated them 2 times in their court. Instead of you to call him Dike Odogu, you now want to praise yourself because after he was discharged, because he didn't play anything before his discharge, you now come to play on his bail, right? Not that those that signed bail, we're not talking about those that signed bail. None of those people that signed bail made mouth. Only few people who say that I am the one who contacted Abaribe, I am the one who consulted this one. That's the people our leader was talking about. He wasn't talking about the people that signed bail, the Jewish rabbi, the Igbo businessman in Abuja. No, there are people who started boasting that they are the people who contacted this one. But even the people that signed it did not boast. Abaribe said, if they come here again, I'll sign. I'll still sign again. He didn't boast. But there are people, when our leader come out, he thanked people. Some individually, when he thanked IPOB, he thanked individuals. If people that say something, now that the message is going to him, he's signing them in his memory. When he come out, he thanked you. He thanked everybody. But immediately he started fighting for Biafra for coming out. You now sent the message to bring him down. He said no. You cannot jail him with the bail condition. You now say, okay, I am the one who made him to come out. I am the one who arranged these people. I am the one, Aaron. That's what our leader said. Now, let us move into this present one. There is categories of these very court rulings of pronouncement. One, there is discharge, only discharge. There is the one called discharge and acquitted. That discharge only, without adding it acquitted. Somehow, somebody may go and challenge the case, right? But this very discharge and acquitted is final. Go, you did not do anything. Now, discharge 1, discharge and acquitted 2, caution and discharge 3. Caution is that the judge discovered that you committed it, but somehow, you are being cautioned. They are cautioning you and discharging you. There is the one called dismiss. If it is on a capital charge, like murder, robbery and murder, kidnapping and robbery and kidnapping, or kidnapping and robbery, kidnapping and murder, if they dismiss you from the court, if you come back to the prison yard, the warders will not accept it. They don't accept dismiss on capital charges. They can accept this dismiss on the case of lower charges, but it was not mentioned in the case of our leader. First one was discharged unconditionally. This last one now, from 2021, from since his ordinary rendition from Kenya, is discharged and acquitted. That one is unnegotiable. Unnegotiable. That's why when people go to House of Rep, yes, it is good to call for his release. But if you are calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, you must defend the law you made in House of Assembly. You made law in House. And you are aware that the law back up appeal court. Does National Assembly, are you not in support of Supreme Court or appeal court, appeal court or Federal High Court? The law instituted that those established those institutions. And how come somebody is a House of Rep member and you see a case that have already been discharged by the court, and somebody you come up in the house to be asking government, and not even the government, a president, calling a president, an individual, and calling President Tinubu, tell Nigerian government to obey their order.
Order. This
Their
is it.
order. What is the business of an individual? An individual that inherited an office that can be impeached by. But we are talking about Nigeria. That's what they asked me yesterday. I told them, President Buhari wasn't holding Nnamdi Kanu. That's why he used Malami to truncate the court order, because he cannot condemn it. He's an individual. So he used the office of Malami as the Attorney General to go against court ruling. So the impostor cannot say, no, I did not agree. No. Did you understand? And then Nnamdi Kanu's case is between Nnamdi Kanu and federal government of Nigeria, not Tinubu, not anybody. Now, the duty of Tinubu is to activate their constitution. And the duty of the House of Rep member is to call the attention of the president that the court order of the country have been truncated. So the current president or the president on seat is to signal the Minister of Justice to give a fresh, that is to give a direct order to the DSS that the House of Rep established. DSS was established by House of Rep. So it is a directive from federal government. The president, you give directive to Minister of Justice. You don't give directive. You don't go to Tinubu and ask him to free Nnamdi Kanu. It was when the judgment of the court had not been passed that we were seeking for political solution. Then there was no judgment. So traditional rulers and the religious leaders, they went to Ipob and said, allow us to go and seek for free Nnamdi Kanu under political solution. It's not yet, go ahead, but go with our primary demands. 2, free Nnamdi Kanu conditionally. Give us date for Biafra referendum. It remains what we give to anybody that comes to us. Until we follow them up, until they decide our leader. There's nothing like political solution. There's nothing like pardon. There's nothing like amnesty on a man on a case that has been discharged. What they need to do now is to honor Nnamdi Kanu, which is called victory. So anybody telling you, we are meeting Tinubu for a political solution. Yes, you meet Tinubu, right? He's in charge of the government. But you will direct Tinubu to obey court order, not to pardon Nnamdi Kanu, not to leave him. You are a father. Father what? Father on the issue that court have decided. Court have decided. There is no fatherness, nothing like father there. Because the constitution that established the appeal court is the constitution that made him a president. Right now, Tinubu's government is occupying an empty case file of Nnamdi Kanu. He cannot stand trial. So calling Tinubu is just tell Nigeria to obey order. Tinubu cannot try Nnamdi. Tinubu's government cannot try Nnamdi Kanu. The Buhari government that kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu and they handled the case of Nnamdi Kanu for 8 years, even in the absence of Buhari, Nnamdi Kanu defeated them. And the rendition of Nnamdi Kanu, Tinubu contributed very well. They told him that he would be the weapon. That is the only weapon that will stop you from being president. So after they fell from jailing Nnamdi Kanu as they planned, when killing him fell in Kenya, they now said, okay, Tinubu will contribute. To what we'll do now is, we will use no election to make you president, so that the no election will be a nail to nail Nnamdi Kanu. Now you raise noise, we will raise dust in the country. The people will be against him because there is no election. By then, P2B have failed. Tinubu now sponsor no election. He sponsored the campaign. They said, do it. He contacted those people, he sponsored it. And when IPOB neutralized it, because they told him, INEC said, we cannot rig this election because of these beavers and some other issue. What other strategy shall we use? They said, what we do now is to plan, let there be no voting in the East. We use it as two weapons. You will use it to become president, we use it and Nnamdi Kanu. It will work. And they said, okay, we'll move. And IPOB neutralized the no election. They now said, okay, as this thing don't work, we will fight for you to be inaugurated. And we'll hand over, we'll leave this case for you. That's how they left it for Tinubu. He knows he cannot do anything. So what they want to do now is to bring war in our land. You know, when you are winning somebody in a football, he tries to fight in the field. When you allow the fight, the match will be cancelled. And your goals will also be cancelled. Not that war is not included in freedom fighting, but we are almost at that very level. Because we have gone from low court to higher court, that appeal to Supreme, and after Supreme, we go to heaven. So, this is the last bus stop. We have tried to manage it to that place. So, thank you, Mazi. That's what I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi Fearless Evangelist. I really want to give a privilege to our dear sister. I think she's having some difficulty with her internet. I don't know what is wrong. Awada, if you are still there, I'm not taking you out, but it seems that you are hanging. So if you want to come back, of course, I'm going to bring you. Like I said, this is the continuation of what we know how to do best. We are going to continue. We will keep on bringing people because this is just for over 2 months, if I'm not mistaken. We just, I don't know why, the reason why we left what we know how to do, begin to run with these people. This is our job, and we have come back again. Like I said, I want our people to buckle their belts. Some of you that want to join us, not today, but as time goes on, we are in 36 episodes. We are going to be continue doing this without stopping this time around because we have already find our safer landing. So we are going to continue. So when I go, if you still want to come in, of course, I'm going to give you that privilege. It does not matter. You are a part of us. You are one of us. And you are, believe you me, you are a hardcore. There is no two ways about it because you know that you are fighting for your survival as we also fighting for our survival. So I want every one of you to get set. And I'm going to also paste my number, not today, on the platform so that if you want to join us on this panel connecting the dots or setting the record straight, we are going to bring you. We are not those people that are going to say, I know this one, that is why you are going to come here. It's a lie. The way you think and the way I think is different. Your opinion and my opinion is different. The way you are going to put your own story, if I may put it in that form, is going to be different from mine. That is why we call it the panel, meeting the panel and setting the record straight. So, Mazi George Money, I think we must conclude here with 3 hours. We have now 2 hours, 32 minutes. At least we are going to conclude 3 hours. So, Mazi George Money, I want you now, in general, what do you have to tell our people? This is no more a question. This is a general talk. What do you have to tell our people about this media war and what it's all about when we are talking about media? Because some people don't understand. At the same time, like I said, it's a general talk. I want you to take the mic and begin to tell our people things they want to know and things they should know before some people will begin to, brainwash them or begin to siphon their money, by telling them that I'm going to bring Biafra for you today and tomorrow. And we know that they don't have what it takes to get there. They are just there stealing from our people, raising funds every single day. And they think that we are coming here to laugh with them. Biafra is ours. The land of Biafra belongs to us. We are the indigenous people and the owners of the land. Mazi, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. One thing that is very important for our people to know is that there is a saying in our language that say, one thing is that ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started this freedom fighting movement, they have thrown many things at him, blackmail upon blackmail, creating, a fraction upon creating. They have done many things in order to make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu irrelevant. The same way they have tried to make the IPOB leadership structure under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they believe once they take him out, they never knew that there is a backbone. And that, some of the people who are confused today, but initially, I will not say anybody who is still claiming he's confused today, they are deliberate about it. So some of the people who were confused initially, we cannot blame them a lot because they did not know that there is a backbone. They believe that it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and nothing else. So to the shocking of all of them, when they discovered that there is a backbone, and now the discovery of this backbone called the DOS, which shook the enemy to their bone marrow, because they believe that once they just take the leader away, they will jail him, and the rest of them will scatter like this, and they will just create another person to hijack the struggle. By the time they will release their leader, the leader will no longer be relevant, or by the time they will release the leader, people have given up on the quest of Biafra, because people will be saying, if it is this way to suffer us through sit at home, to suffer us through this, if it is how Biafra will be, let us leave it and remain in Nigeria. So people having on the enemy having seen that, when you are actually moving in a very clear road, you become, when you are driving in a very clear road where you did not see any sign of speed hump, and you will be driving so speed, you will be driving in a very high speed rather. Now you are driving, all of a sudden you see a speed hump. What are you going to do? You start looking for brake. By the time you will jump it, without being aware of it, it can take you to the bush. It can cause accident. So that was what Nigeria government and their British counterpart did. They never imagined that this man, they believe that this man is just one man squad. He govern, he is everywhere, he's in charge of everything. Nobody else is there, because they have managed to remove Uchamofo, who was actually the deputy. So they did not know that they are going to meet an obstacle after this man. And that obstacle is not made up of one person. It's not made up of two people. It's not made up of three individuals. It is made up of more than the number they imagined. So immediately when they hit that rock, they now went back. They were so surprised. They saw now the only way we can make this rock irrelevant is to start blackmailing them. They threw every blackmail. They did this. They started saying they went home to drive their jet, their private jet, their jeep, because the money they have realized from selling of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all these things put together. This is exactly the fight we are into. That is the reason why this media that we are using is the greatest weapon. So when people are believing that we are not doing anything, I want you to rethink what BBC did to us during the war, 1967. Rethink what they did to us. They were the mainstream who were covering the war. BBC is from where? Britain. Britain is who? The people who were actually, making sure that they want to finish us quickly so that they will come and steal our oil. So what do you think? So when they saw that there is now media war, at some point they saw, no, since we found what is unexpected, let us now enjoy the media war. They now position us to continue to be doing media war. Now we are fighting off the enemy. While Nigeria government and their criminals will continue to blackmail us, while we are fighting off the enemy that they wanted to use to truncate every work that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had put in place. So they decided, no, let's us just keep making these people to provoke them. That's why you hear the name agent provocateur. Let's use them to provoke them so that they will be focused on these people without now being focused on any other thing. Of course, we have to clear our name. And that is the reason why you see people like us. We stop actually talking about all these irats and their provocation. We focus because we know that the work of that search is done. We need to now change our strategy in this media warfare, because the reason why they continued their media provocation, it is all about to make sure that this biggest weapon we have, the energy is channeled to something else, because they could not win. They saw what they never expected, so they have to channel the energy to something else. So in so doing, we could not actually a lot of us were actually so focused fighting these people, not knowing that while you are fighting the enemy in front of you, they are creating a serious attack from behind. That is the reason why they saw we have defeated them in the media. I know when we defeated them in the media. I know that time. And that is the reason why I said, no, I am not going to waste my time coming to the media to actually talk about what we have defeated. Now they have started what is happening on the ground today. I want our people to understand that whatever you see happening on the ground today, it is born of the media, because we have defeated them in the media. They have now started using all these tragedies that you see on the ground, all this horror you see on the ground, people be shooting at each other, people killing in the military uniform. At the end of the day, people are burning houses. Our people, of course, we are telling you that this is not Biafra. This is not IPOB. We are very formidable. And the day that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that the day Biafra will march, the day Biafra army will come out, it is going to be 200,000. Reserve is over 1 million. That is how to set up a national, security, like military. So if you see anybody who is coming to deceive you, who is coming to intimidate you, you should know that these are criminal elements breeded by Nigeria and their British counterpart, because everything they are doing, it is masterminded. This is how you need to implement it. This is how you need to do it. The conquest mission on Biafra land, that is exactly what they are trying to achieve. But because we have this media space, they cannot win, because the only way they always win is media propaganda, because they control the media. They push a narrative, and they will not give you time to even come out to defend yourself in the mainstream, because it is made that the mainstream media is only attracted people of high caliber. So you will not be able to have access to the mainstream to say, no, I did not do so. That is the reason why I also say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the first freedom fighter that is discharged and acquitted in the court, because he was so intelligent. He noticed that the only thing that made other freedom fighters to fail in the past is the media propaganda. So that is the reason why he started with pushing back. He created media, so that anything they bring up, we bring a counter narrative with an evidence that nullifies it. So that is exactly what he managed to achieve. And that is the reason why onye nna ya zilere ohi na-eji okwu agbawa door. That is the reason why he tell them, you cannot jail me, because he knows what he has established, which people undermined it. Because when he told them not in 1 trillion years, they believe he was joking. They undermined it. They have tried. They have seen that there is a rock that they cannot actually, destroy, because they don't have Chinese grader. They will not be able, or American grader. They will not be able to destroy this rock through the mountain. So they will not be able to penetrate IPOB. So it becomes problematic and frustration to Nigeria. So they have to now resolve to the killings you see today. Because if you understand that the provocation they did in the media, it is like actually when you defeat them from this side, they establish another thing. When you defeat them from another thing, they establish another thing. So now that is the reason why they have gone to the ground to the extent to tell you they do not want Eastern Security Network. You know, they are not intelligent. How can somebody who is fighting a national government will come and tell you that they will show their faces? So they are showing their faces, which is exactly to show that these people are Nigeria groomed criminals. They are showing their faces because they know. Let me ask you a question. That person that is showing their faces, threatening, using the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of course, you know he came from a particular community. Where he come from, people knows him there. So you cannot tell me that if it is not well orchestrated activities of Nigeria government, that if they want to capture this particular individual showing their faces, that they will not capture them. They will. Well, because he is an agent for now. But something they do not know is that when you serve the zoo, you will not survive. Because once they finish use you, they will eliminate you. And at the end of the day, you know, you that made yourself available, you will become the victim. So that is one thing I am going to advise all our young men. Whenever anybody is calling you because you see money, we know the country is difficult. We know there is poverty. We know that they have institutionalized poverty in Biafra land, so that they will find where they will actually use how they will single out people to use them to do their dirty jobs. So when you see that, ignore poverty, ignore everything like that. We know it is not easy. Once you see there is money, and you know, of course, you know that when they give you gun, the first thing they will give you is gun. When you carry gun, you believe nada one. You know, there are people who have competencies of gun. We know how gun works. We know what gun does. But it is when you wield a firearm, you feel another one. That is one of the things they use to, you know, brainwash these people they give gun. Then they will be acting. This is AK-47. This is Mark 4. This is G3. This is G4. You will be carrying it. You believe, no, we will destroy everywhere. It is not working like that. The bullet, whoever released the bullet first, the other person is gone. That's something you people don't understand. The same people that are using you are the same people that are going to eliminate you and destroy you. Then you will make a woman who is your wife a widow. You will make your mother who have you as a son a childless mother. Let us reason, let us use our brain. We can only get this freedom if our people are actually mentally free. And because of poverty, that is the reason why the first thing that the West they will do is to make sure that there is an institution called poverty in every, you know, third world country, so that when they want to create terrorism, they will pick up from poverty institution. When they want to create bandits, they will pick up from poverty institution. When they want to create a faction, they pick up from poverty institution in order to make sure that they do their bidding. So be warned and be careful. Don't let yourself to be used to sabotage yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazi George Money, for this, your wonderful contribution, your wonderful advice and encouragement to great people of Biafra that we should continue on this creating of awareness. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them. You are doing great on this awareness creating, but they have turned it around because he have Obezenago. But it does not matter. We have come to say we don't come. Like I said, we are going to be bringing people. And another good thing about this app is like, after we're done, we can also send this video to WhatsApp. So whenever you join us, you can also have this video, the voice note on your WhatsApp. You can have it for future purpose. You can also tell people you were one of those people. They were agitating for Biafran restoration on Biafran television. You can have it. And that is for purpose in time to come. So Mazi, the Homeland broadcaster, please, I would like you to use, at least don't use more than 9 minutes. I mean, talk to our people in general. What do you think can help us in this Biafran struggle? What do you think we can do? And tell us difference between the gullible people and those that are using their sense. And also make sure you extend it by telling our people they should know who are the real people and who they should follow. And also encourage them to keep on fighting on social media because we have been taking over. Mazi, the floor is yours. Thank you.
To our people and every other people that are listening to us. What I am giving to our people here is that if you know what IPOB have done to the Nigerian government by cleaning the faces of our fathers, both those that died and those that are still living, we have vindicated them, and we are about to finish the building. We are almost finishing the building they started, and they was not able to finish it because they were here and the enemy came here and fight them. Now, there are ways I want to bring in that people have used to deceive you. They told you that our leader, you know, now Nnamdi Kanu is not here, he's now leader of everybody. But before I bring that word, there is something I will give to you. You can never fight for free Nnamdi Kanu by jumping IPOB. It's a lie. You must follow IPOB. You must sympathize IPOB. You must seek advice from IPOB. To fight for their leader, you will support IPOB. That's the knowledge people lack. You think that IPOB, that their leader was kidnapped, you can jump them, you are more smarter. To fight for free Nnamdi Kanu, you must be mad. You will join IPOB. They will give you directive because they did not just start. They are not fighting for free Nnamdi Kanu only. We are fighting for Biafra. And there are things we must avoid. And the road we choose, there are things we avoid. There are things we see there. Freedom fighting is optional. Either you choose armed struggle or self-determination. And in our case, we have been in arm. And we have to come back with self-determination to vindicate those that fought. If you start with gun, they will say this is how their father did. And we fail. We cannot be submitting later to international bodies. Had we started and they qualify us and say that's how their father did, we are gone. If you know the image of our people today in abroad, it is different now to compare to when IPOB have not come. Now, what are we doing now? Now that Nnamdi Kanu is in detention, mind you that it is an opportunity of the federal government to be meeting him through the backyard. But they have been failing. They go through backyard, they send the emir, they send sultan. If they beg Nnamdi Kanu, let us do it like this, he will say no. It is not negotiable. They will take DSS, don't give him food, don't give him his medication. That is rubbish. And for you to know, this is the time they are discussing Biafra. Our God gave us this opportunity, knowing that Nnamdi Kanu can bear the pains, right? It is our duty to utilize it. Now they can utilize NSAC by approach, telling the youth not to destroy something, not to be violence, unless the government attack them. He opened their eyes. He used COVID-19 to deal with Nigerian government. We make uses of every opportunity. He used the death of Buhari to deal with them. That is how our God gives us weapon as we move on. We don't have gun. But now, the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria score goal in their post by going to Kenya and kidnapping. And they wanted us to go in violence so that we ourselves will score goal in our own post. And had we go into violence, the goal would have been equalized by us. And Nigeria will now have the ground to deal with us. But now, do you know we have a weapon? IPOB leadership does not approach any international government or international body or any country empty-handed anymore. Before we go with complaint, Today we go with their court order, a very serious weapon that we cannot be able to. Ojukwu wanted to present his Accord agreement. They refused him. They brought war here. They went ahead with propaganda. And today we have occupied the space of that very media that they used against Ojukwu. And Ojukwu warned them. He told them we are coming, that we are coming. Remember then, had it been that Bruce Mayrock, the US citizen, that set himself ablaze as a protest against the Biafra genocide going on, had it been today, our people in America are more in number, that Bruce Mayrock would lead us in protest. He wouldn't have set himself ablaze. Who did it so? Our God. He knew the weak point of Ojukwu, that nobody was there to submit our complaint. And he said, okay, I'll do it, but I will use Nigerian government to do it. I will use them to suffer these people. They will run away to survive. And when time comes, I will use them to pass my messages to country. That's why our people are in abroad. That's why if you are there, you don't understand that you are there for a mission. We are feeling sorry for you because you are there now because we cannot be transporting from here to Germany to submit our complaint or go to France or go to China. No, our God has sent you there to China. When we want to do it, you submit it. It is an advantage. That is the work. And remember, it is now that the leadership of IPOB and then now Nnamdi Kanu through the leadership of IPOB is discussing with the people that matters. It is now that we discuss freedom. It is now that we make friends. It is now because they did not allow Ojukwu. They forced him war. He was making friends in war. It is not easy. If he is not, had it been Ojukwu wasn't the man, he would have given out all our resources in order to quench fire in his house. But he was a man. It's not easy to make friends during war.
I think we are having some difficulty. Mazi, the fearless evangelist, your line is hooking. I don't know what is the problem. I think maybe you are speaking, but we are not hearing you. I think you are going to log out and log in again because, of course, I'm going to give you your minute to finish. Okay, thank you. And I would like you to come back again, please, because you have to finish. I would like you to log in again, so I will bring you back. It's very, very important. Like I said, we are looking forward to bring new people. We are not coming here to say we are above you. We are all equal in this Biafran restoration. At the same time, as we are doing the broadcast, the video is recording. We are also going to push it in every WhatsApp platform so that you can also have it for yourself. You can keep it as a file so that tomorrow you can, whatever, to present it to your kids, that you are among those that fight for Biafran restoration, because Biafra must come in our time. As I see that Mazi Evangelist is having a problem, Mazi Evangelist, of course, I cannot speak to you on phone. Of course, we are beginning to descend. I think there is no need of coming up again. We are going to continue because it's not going to end today. Mazi George Money, please, I just want you to use just a 1 minute, please. I don't want us to get here more than 3 hours. Please, can you use 1 minute to just, conclude? Let us call it a day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we have done it for the day. We have done it and we have achieved a lot. And our audience are also supportive. We know there are people who are also on the comment section who are disruptives, but we have defeated them. It is very, very important that our people continue to adhere to instructions so that you will know when the enemy is there, trying to use you, trying to enter you, trying to, manipulate you to fight your own people. It is very, very important that we know know when somebody is targeting you and when somebody is looking at you. It is very, very important. And we say, as we are actually, calling it a day, don't forget to make sure you protect your peace. The enemy will throw at you many things, but it is your resoluteness that will withstand the test of time. And that is what we are doing. We will not give up for the enemy. Rather, the enemy will run away for us. And that is whom we are. Resilience is what is needed. You know, being, being, resolute and, consistent in what we do. It is very, very important. And I thank you for joining us from all around the world, wherever you are, watching from Biafra television. Thank you for watching. Until we meet again, don't forget to protect your peace. Bye for now.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mazi George Money. Thank you, the Homeland broadcaster. I thank you all for our audience. I thank you all for listening. Of course, we are going to continue without stopping. From me, from here, it is good evening till we see again.